Good morning, doctor. Welcome back.
Good morning, Venkatesh. Nice to have you back.
Great, great. So, after a small break, we restart with the topic be grateful. And the reason we picked this topic is it is one of the most important ways to keep our mind calm, happy, and positive. All of us, no matter what our circumstances, have lots of blessings. And if we remember them and are grateful about them, it helps us to stay in a positive frame and do whatever we have, do the maximum with whatever we have. Yes?
Yeah. True.
Okay. Over to you, doctor.
Okay. Thank you, Venkatesh. Now, when we say be grateful, a lot of people feel that why should they be grateful? For what should they be grateful?
Right.
Guy will say, I'm very successful myself and I live on my own. I don't rely on anything.
Correct.
Yeah. So that fellow says, well, how do you know that your life, when you have a cup of tea in the morning, you are already laying grounds for gratitude because you can't do without being grateful to somebody.
Correct.
You should be grateful to the milkman, you should be grateful to the postman, should be grateful to the computer repairman. So all these people, all these inputs
Correct.
will make you feel grateful.
Correct.
And although you don't recognize it,
Correct.
And this gratitude almost transcends all boundaries.
Correct.
And you have to call back yourself to if you are an aware person.
Correct.
And you should have gratitude in your agenda of things. So
Correct.
be grateful is much more powerful message than just going around living life in an arbitrary manner. So if you are grateful, there are certain things which will happen, which you will see now.
Correct.
So next slide, please.
Yeah.
See, for example, if you really look into the meaning and information regarding gratitude,
correct.
Some people have come out with some formulae. Gratitude makes sense for our past.
Correct.
Your past went off well, therefore you are grateful. You may think, what is this nonsense he's talking about? Your past should be grateful. Just now we saw the example of somebody having a cup of tea.
Correct.
And then you soon is made to realize that your cup of tea depends upon the milkman, the doorman.
The person who grew the tea, the truck driver who transported the tea.
Yes. And right from the fellow who is growing the tea plant,
correct,
tea plantation for that matter, you should be grateful to him.
Correct.
But this is a bit of a nonsensical interpretation, but it is true.
Absolutely.
The meaning of this you realize when your things that you take for granted suddenly stop. For example, we had power breakdown in our society.
Correct.
And for those few minutes or 10 minutes, you are going like fish out of water.
Correct.
And you never think of him any other way. And that creates this arrogant belt around him.
Correct.
And get down to the gratitude circle.
Correct.
In order to appreciate what life has for you.
Correct.
This is true for, say, electric supply going off.
Yeah, and apart from that, even to, like you said, to drink the tea, your tongue should work, your throat should work. Those are things we take for granted, but our health also we don't create, right? If your throat is not working, you can't swallow the tea. If your tongue is not working, you can't taste the tea.
Right, very true. So people living in belts where power breakdown is very common. Correct. Will appreciate this. Your power breakdown has happened and it is on and everything is dark. You can't see anything.
Correct.
And then when the lights come back, he feels relieved, He realizes the power of lights coming back.
Yes, correct.
Any simple rudimentary thing has an element of something to be grateful for.
Exactly.
So here, gratitude will make excuse me, will bring peace for today and creates
Vision for tomorrow.
peace yesterday, today, tomorrow, for eternity.
Correct.
These are three examples that the author gave.
Correct.
But this is something, it's an ongoing thing.
Correct.
Your feeling grateful should be an ongoing affair.
Correct.
And that will make your life more meaningful.
Correct.
Your arrogance about you taking things for granted, you reduce.
Yeah. And that we are responsible for everything that is good, we are responsible. It is not like that at all.
Correct. And the same person will say anything that goes right is because of me, anything that goes wrong is because of you.
Correct.
This you.
Either you or luck or the world. Anything right is due to me, but anything bad is not due to me.
Right. Height of arrogance, height of self-centeredness. But it is that 99% of all people on the planet put together, they are going to go through this drill. Things going okay, the credit is mine. Things going not okay, the credit is yours. Whatever. Or discredit is
blame or discredit is,
So that brings us to the meaning of gratitude.
Correct.
Gratitude has an attitude in it.
Correct.
So again, this attitude comes out of things that are taken for granted.
Correct.
And plus your attitude is in tune with your thinking and value systems.
Correct.
You cannot have attitude, and you cannot have a meaningful interpretation of your own life.
Correct.
And that is where gratitude matters.
Correct. That how many things come together for us to even be living or alive or anything good. How many things which are not in our control have to happen. Correct.
Right. Now, when you say gratitude, we are bringing in many elements of your thinking and action.
Correct.
Here, for example, you see a diagram where you are shown gratitude as being related to so many elements of things around you. For example, you pick one element out of the lot. For example, you'll have grace, you'll have emotions, you have faith, you have got
forgiveness, empathy,
etc. Now, you can add to this list where you can have 10 different arrows. But ultimately, one is made to realize that one's life depends upon one's gratitude.
Correct.
And without that, without gratitude, there is no life. This you have to accept.
Correct.
If you accept this, you will have a more meaningful, more humble life.
Correct.
And you will have a more dishumble, or if there is a word.
Correct. Yeah, because for example, if you are grateful, it's easier for you to have empathy for the other person because you will recognize that he may not have everything you have. Or you are able to forgive because you understand mistakes can happen and you are grateful that you didn't create that mistake. Right? No, absolutely.
Right. Now, here is an example from Ramayana.
Correct.
The one you see here is Lord Rama. Just call him Rama or Raman.
Rama. Correct.
Rama. And he had an sort of interaction with a squirrel. The squirrel is a chipmunk, as the Americans will call it. This chipmunk will
the squirrel, in our context, the squirrel, correct. This kind of very famous squirrel, with the 3 lines, correct.
Right. Now, how did the whole thing come about? It came about when people were building the Setu, not the Ramasetu or whatever Setu we are in political parlance. There is a Setu waiting there for you to explore, and that was in Ramayana. And the Setu was being built by an enormous number of people, Everybody is participating in this Setu building, and there's an air of festivity, and there is an air of gratitude also.
Correct.
So how does it happen? How does it come about? It comes about in a fashion that you will be a little surprised. These clouds are mighty and big, but a squirrel is a small little thing, and the squirrel doesn't know how you can relate to the things that are going on.
Correct.
And we felt very disheartened over the whole thing.
Correct.
That was the time when Rama noticed it. And the squirrel said, I am also doing my part. I am helping you to build the setu,
Correct.
and you are not bothered about me, you know. So that was the time Rama said, no, 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 you are very much in our thoughts,
Correct.
and you and I will have a building relationship, and that will fulfill your life, etc., etc.
Correct.
So
And the legend
ultimately,
goes that he just sort of stroked his back, and that's why those three lines is, I guess,
yeah,
there.
exactly. As a token of gratitude, you
Correct.
know, either side, gratitude
Correct.
again, there's a two-way
Correct.
traffic, You can't have a one-way traffic, gratitude.
Correct.
So here, see that stone, the squirrel brings a
Correct.
stone to this.
He's bringing a small pebble, but with Sri Ram on it. Correct.
Yeah,
It's the spirit that counts. It's not how big a stone he brings. It is, even if it's a little pebble, if it is done with humility, then Rama is very grateful for it.
correct, very true. So again, reciprocity between the stone and the animal, you know. So what exactly does it mean? Gratitude transforms even the simplest things into blessings.
Blessings. Correct.
Squirrel is a tiny little animal.
Correct.
It has no consequential role it has to play.
Correct.
And for Ram also, it meant nothing new, great big deal. Yeah, you are too small, and so
Correct.
forth. If you are grateful,
Correct.
Rama is grateful to the squirrel, and squirrel is grateful to Rama.
Correct.
Now, gratitude here will transform even the simplest things into the blessings. So
Correct.
both these people are blessed,
Correct. Correct.
and so forth. Any comment?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any comments on the tips?
No, perfect. Absolutely. I think this story is, this example is exactly to illustrate this point that nothing is too small to be grateful for. Even the smallest things are blessings. If we recognize that, our life is filled with them.
Right. No, there's an important element of gratitude in the families.
Correct.
The idea of gratitude transcending all these, generations, etc.
Correct. Correct.
Created it's a generation worship.
Correct.
You worship your ancestors,
Ancestors. Correct.
yeah. And you are grateful to them. The
Correct.
very fact that your ancestors are alive and kicking means that they have survived all the big negative elements in life, like pestilences or all this
Correct.
worshipping, that kind of
Yeah.
a thing.
You are
It gives,
alive because they were able to cross all of those hurdles and give you a
yeah,
chance to be born.
eh, they managed to cross tuberculosis, they managed to cross whatever,
Correct.
and you are around.
Correct.
Which you can, for example, in my own life, in everybody's life, there will be infections and there will be deaths,
Correct.
but not all lead to what it is. So your ancestors, the very fact that they are sitting in front of you in flesh and blood, you know, they have to be grateful for because they have lived through. I used to laugh at this earlier in my younger days.
Right.
What is that deal? That old man is there, alive, is there. Then somebody said, the old man may not have been alive. And it happened so that one or two of my siblings passed away in the past.
Correct.
And you could have died in that process. You could have
Correct.
died because smallpox. You could have
Correct.
died
Correct.
because whatever else.
Yeah,
The very
infant
fact that
mortality used to be such a common thing. Correct.
yeah. So the very fact that you are alive gives you enough ground for being grateful.
Gratitude. Correct. Exactly.
So
Because
this
it
we
is a
don't get.
blessing that only a few get. Exactly.
Yeah.
And an additional point, I guess, like they say, overall, before we move to the next point, as they say, we all stand on the shoulders of giants. So everything we learn, everything we do, somebody has worked on it across centuries before we can use it, right? Whether it is this computer, electricity, food, generations of people have developed it to the point where we can use it easily. So ancestors may not just be only our own family. We have a gratitude to pretty much all the generations across time who have built so much for us. Absolutely.
Right. Very true. The more grateful I am, the more beauty I see.
Correct.
To see things that are beautiful, you have to be alive. And if you are allowed to see good things, so you should say, well, the very fact of even seeing things is an extension of the logic that we just saw. You should be grateful, and therefore you are able to see good, beautiful things in life.
And another way of looking at it is the moment you think about what can I be grateful for, and you look at everything with that lens, the more beautiful things there are to be grateful for.
Absolutely, absolutely. Next slide, please. So here is a primitive, primordial Thanksgiving to seniors and to even neighbors and all to even your community at large. So here is the prayer, mom and dad prayer. You are praying for the gratitude that is imparted on me, and mom and dad are the earliest persons to feel grateful for. So thank you for being my parents. Now look at the way the sentence is twisted. Thank you for being my parents. Just by being my parents, I made grateful to you and vice versa. So the same way, just as you are being grateful to them, they will also feel grateful to you or something. Because without that, the interaction will not be possible, and without interaction, there is no life. And so, if your mom and dad prayers are not just random one-off things; they are mutual. And mutuality.
And it's a very important way of inculcating in children from a very early age gratitude for everything around them. I remember the very first small two-line prayer you had taught me before shlokas was, Ram Ram, make me a good boy, bless my mummy and daddy. It basically is a very simple way to start inculcating gratitude from your earliest years.
Right.
And then that becomes a habit for the rest of your life.
Yeah. It is built in your value systems.
Correct.
All your practical things relate around to that.
Correct.
So let us be the ancestors and descendants.
Will thank.
Let
us be the ancestors, our descendants will thank. Correct.
Yeah. You couldn't see the words as if
Correct.
Let us be the ancestors. So one day you'll be the ancestor, no? Correct. 20 people around you. And when the tree grows into the tree of all religions, there will be ancestors.
We will be ancestors, and others will be looking at us as ancestors. Correct.
Right. And you'll become an ancestor. Like, you don't know, a young man, but you'll become an old man in due course of time. So you become an ancestor.
Correct.
Very profound statements. So that,
and let us, I think the point, to complete the point, let us live our life in a way that others will get a chance to thank us for the way we live.
Right. Yeah, it's a good point, but rather
difficult to wrap one's mind around, but it's another way to look at gratitude.
But it is a fact.
Absolutely.
We need to talk longer enough than whatever others do.
Correct.
You become a descendant, you become an ancestor.
In some ways we owe our descendants, right? That's another way to think about it. That if we do a good job now, our descendants will get the benefit, whether it is at the level of the planet or community or whatever else. Like we benefited from our ancestors, our descendants should benefit from us. They call it pay it forward, right?
Right. No, in Tamil there is a classic called the Tirukkural. It tells you things about life that you should live properly.
Correct.
In one of those, it's all in Tamil.
Correct.
In one particular shloka, he says, he's looking at somebody here, and he says, well, that man, that boy, should have a feeling of gratitude just to wonder how the fellow is growing.
Correct.
In the troll or something. I forget the exact word.
No problem. But the principle being that there is so much to be grateful for. Correct.
And your own son, you see a man, you see he's a nicely well-bred and well-groomed man.
Right. Correct.
And then one onlooker would say, your dad is good for you to be good for.
Correct.
So, there are ways and ways of dealing with words, but
Correct.
it is important
Correct.
how you go about it. The heart of living giving thanks.
Correct.
Thanks you have to give to somebody. Thanks for sharing. Sharing is
Correct.
giving. No, there is an art of doing that.
Correct.
You don't say thank you to a friend of yours who, for example, in an exam, college exam, your
Correct.
pen suddenly stops working properly,
Correct.
and then you give something, and then there is an art of giving.
Correct.
No, okay, take this pen, go. No? Or you
Correct.
can say, good, I appreciate your gesture of appreciating my tongue. Whatever.
There's both the art of giving and there is the art of thanking, and they
Yeah,
build off each other. Correct.
right, right. They are mutual. They
Correct.
are fitting with each other.
Correct.
So there's one element of not being necessary to verbalize or vocalize things. As we exercise our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but
Correct.
to
Live by them.
live by them.
Correct.
For example, 20 different words will mean a different thing than 50 words.
Yeah, no,
These
no. And
words,
saying thank you is different from showing your gratitude in action. Correct.
right, right.
So the next time somebody else needs a pen or that person needs a pen, the best way to show your gratitude is to be ready to offer a pen. Right? Saying thank
Correct.
you is not enough.
Right, 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 right. So this was said by John Kennedy.
Right.
Kennedy was taken to be a very noble kind of a statesman and and so forth. There are so many
Correct.
things that are revolving around this giving, gratitude, etc.
This
So
is the
the
last
changes.
slide, by the way. This slide is the last slide.
Oh, okay, okay. So we have a little time, no? Not really, we don't have much time.
Yeah, this is the last slide. No problem. Please
Okay.
tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, yesterday you are not grateful, today you are grateful.
Right.
You say, how did it happen? We say, it happening because I realized the importance of being grateful last
Correct.
night.
Correct.
Therefore your life has changed. You
Correct.
know, your life changes. The more grateful you are, the more changes you bring about in your life. Your value systems change.
Correct.
Yeah? And they will change the way you think and you behave and you interact with others. So gratitude changes your life.
Correct.
And there is an element of gratitude which even the neuroscientists.
Doctor, come in front, please. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, no, no. I was saying come in front. You are going back. Sorry. Continue, please.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
Continue.
neuroscience,
Sorry, continue.
yeah, neuroscience will give you an explanation for how you feel grateful
Correct.
because of changes in your nervous system. You
Right.
say, I'm feeling grateful. I don't believe that your gratefulness or gratitude will change me from yesterday to today. What is there? My brain is the same, my nerves are the same, my arteries are the same.
Right.
And what is the big deal about it? Changing. What is the need to change?
Yeah.
The change comes from neuroscience. We know all these details more nowadays because of uh, scientific research on the brain.
Correct.
And changes your life.
Correct.
And for example, when you're chanting your mantra,
Correct.
your mantra chanting will modify your thinking, will modify the neuronal circuits,
Correct.
and will make better thinking, better behaved person.
Correct.
And change your life was brought about, and it has been brought about by
Gratitude as an
changes
example.
in neuronal structure, your neurons, etc. Particularly neurons. Neurons are the building wires and connecting wires of how the
Our
brain
brain.
works,
Correct.
and so forth. So this is don't belittle or poo-poo the element of gratitude in your life.
Correct.
Gratitude changes your life, changes your thinking, and changes the way you perceive yourself, how you interact with yourself,
Correct.
and so forth.
Correct. Now, in fact,
That
this
is
might be worth a separate almost session. Today, we only touched upon the philosophy of gratitude, but
right.
it's actually worth another session talking about how gratitude actually actively changes our biochemistry. Because the
Right,
more grateful you are, the more aware you are of all the things you already have. You
right.
become calmer, you become less anxious. You know that feeling of abundance actually makes you more ready to be positive, and all the benefits that sort of virtuous cycle builds on it.
Right, right, very true. So there is a structural component of our feeling.
Correct.
Not too many
Correct.
people acknowledge it, but
Correct.
yesterday your
But
neuron
it's
was
correct. Today, science allows us to see that this is not just that those feelings actually have a structural impact in our brain.
right, right, right.
So, should
So
I
we have
summarize, Doctor, now?
yes, yeah, I think you can. This can be a topic for one of our
Sessions. Yes, we'll do that. We'll do that. Thank
yeah,
you so much, Doctor. So, today we discussed gratitude, and we discussed how being grateful starts with, first of all, recognizing that we are not responsible for all that's good in our lives alone. Whether it is good health, whether it is a good family, whether it is all the things, including a cup of tea, we depend upon so many things which we didn't create. The more aware we become of it, the more positive we become. That actually spawns many other positive thoughts, right? We have more empathy for others who don't have all of those things. We have the ability to forgive more easily. We are more gracious. And we can look at life more positively because we know all the things that we have in our hands. This is an attitude, it's a value system. It can start at home with being grateful for example, our parents, for our ancestors, for everything that has allowed us to be present today. And we finally ended with saying that however small, or rather through this we discussed, however small, like the squirrel and Rama story, gratitude for anything actually spawns something bigger. If you can not just use it in words, but actually express it in actions, it can become a philosophy of life and even structurally change your brain, as science is showing us. We'll discuss this in another session. It actually, the linkage to well-being and wellness is a lot more real in that sense, or scientifically proven than we realize. Yes, doctor?
absolutely, absolutely. Nice
Perf-
summary.
Perfect. Thank you so much, doctor. Welcome back again, and look forward to the next one.
Yeah. Thank you, Venkatesh.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.